We're joined by Congressman Adam Smith of Washington. He's the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. Thank you so much for being with us. As we are looking at these talks, and as I said, maybe, because the reporting right now, it's very iffy if this is going to proceed. But if it does, who has more leverage going into this?
Well, I think the two sides are very, very far apart. I don't know that one side has more leverage than the other. We're both just kind of stuck. I mean, you look at the 15-point plan that Trump put out, you look at the 10-point plan that Iran put out, completely opposite. There's literally no point of agreement between those two. So how do you navigate your way back from Iran basically saying, we're not going to do anything, now we're going to control the Strait of Hormuz and you're going to pay to rebuild Iran, to us saying, no, you have to give up your nuclear program, give up your ballistic missile program, give up your support for terrorism, and open up the Strait of Hormuz. Completely opposite. How do you bridge that gap? I don't have any idea, but it certainly starts with actually meeting and talking, so hopefully that will happen.
How do you understand the timing of this ceasefire? Because the president is now saying that it ends on Wednesday night, Eastern time. It was originally set to expire on Tuesday night.
I think he probably just gave it an extra day in the hope that the planned talks are tomorrow. So basically give them into the night to at least resolve it. I don't think there's a huge significance to a one-day difference in the end here. Do
you think it's likely that if there isn't a deal, as the president threatens, that, you know, this blows all up on Wednesday?
I think it's 50-50. I think it's highly unlikely that we will get a deal, and then the president has a choice. He can either restart the war, and my big complaint here also is towards what strategic end. You know, if we continue to bomb, you know, how is that going to force Iran to grant us all of that stuff? It's also possible that the president says, we made enormous progress. You know, we're so close. You know, we've got like 99% of what we want. I'll give them another week. I think that's probably the most likely outcome because the cost of restarting this war at this point, very, very high for all sides.
So to what strategic end? I mean, how are you seeing this U.S. seizure of an Iranian-flagged freighter? And the U.S. has released video. It's pretty dramatic of our service members rappelling down and boarding this ship and taking it over. Do you see it as a good move militarily? Is the objective here clear to you?
Well, on this point, the objective is clear in the sense that we want to put pressure on Iran, and we think we've got a weakness. Just like their closing of the Strait of Hormuz, they're attacking infrastructure in the Gulf states. You know, it put the entire global economy in a vice that they controlled. We want to do the same thing to their oil exports. The problem is, what is Iran's capacity for pain, first of all? And second of all, there is a lot of collateral damage. Yet this will impact the economies all across the world, China, India, everybody in Asia, our own economy, as gas prices go up by over $1 a gallon. Fertilizer becomes inexpensive. People don't talk about helium, but that's a big problem too. So Iran, I mean, remember the Iraq War, the human wave attacks? When the Iranians sent children, 9, 10 years old, old men, 65 years old, just human wave attacks on the Iraqi forces. It is very well documented that the Iranians have a high capacity for pain. So I'm worried that this will simply up the pain without getting us the result that we want.
It is asymmetric, certainly, that capacity for pain. If these negotiations do happen, as you mentioned, the two sides are worlds apart here. But when you're looking at, when it comes to the nuclear ambitions of Iran, this highly enriched uranium, their desire to continue enriching uranium for whichever purpose in the future, what do you see as an acceptable endpoint?
Well, first of all, I see an incredible blown opportunity because prior to the start of this war, Iran was as weak as they've been in some time. Hezbollah, Hamas, both decimated. Assad fell in Syria. The 12-day war had a huge impact on Iran. They were on their heels, and we were attempting to negotiate a deal. Well, now all that's off. Now we've attacked them, and Iran has dug in, and the regime is arguably stronger now, at least the hardliners, in terms of simply holding on to power. I'm not talking about their relative strength to the world, but their ability to hold on to power is higher, and they're less incentivized to make that deal. Now, where we should try to get to, a nuclear deal and open the Strait of Hormuz. all of which we could have had without the cost of this war that's gone on, what, 7, 8 weeks now in one form or another. But, you know, an acceptable deal is Iran turning over their nuclear material. But how do we force them to do that at this point? I don't think anyone has a clear answer.
And U.S. boots on the ground to achieve that turning over of the nuclear material, is that acceptable to you?
Gosh, no. I'm completely against it for two reasons. One, the cost would be enormous. We would suffer a lot more casualties. But second of all, boots on the ground wouldn't necessarily accomplish that objective.
How do you do it then?
Well, you do it through negotiations. It's all we've got. And as I said, I think we've put ourselves in a weaker position and at an incredibly high cost by launching this war. We've had these conversations for 15 years. Iran's been a big problem. And we looked at what are the military options. And the conclusion was the military options were not good. Every other president, every other Secretary of Defense heeded that advice. President Trump, Secretary Hegseth decided that, no, we're going to give it a shot. And I think we're seeing the results as were predicted in most of the war games and conversations about what it would look like.
Congressman Adam Smith, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Brianna. Good to see you.
Still to come, prosecutors in Los Angeles just charged the singer known as David with first-degree murder months after a